Prayer is the ink that connects us with God. With that being said, I now invite Ms. Akila Krishnan and Meenakshi Nair from BSc Honours Department to chant the University Prayer. I request you all to kindly raise up for the prayer.
ध्यायामो धवलावकुन्तनवतीं तेजोमयीं नैष्टिकीं स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनीं भगवतीं मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखीं वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं सङ्कीर्तनालापिणीं श्यामाङ्गी मधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिकामीश्वरी ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
To invoke the blessings of the Almighty and our beloved Amma, I invite Swami Shankaramritananda Puri Ji, Dean of Amrita School of Ayurveda, to perform the puja. I now invite Professor Shantikumar V. Nair, Dean, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Nair was a professor at the University of Massachusetts, USA, for more than 20 years before moving to India to take up the position as the Dean of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. He is recognized amongst the top 2% scientists in the world by the Stanford University and is the 5th ranked material scientist in India. Over to you, sir.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Those were our brilliant, fantastic scientists of our school, Center for Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine, who were sitting here in the first row, who came up to offer flowers at Amma's lotus feet. I would like to recognize all of them. Today, they are the backbone of our center here. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the tremendous tragedy that befall Kerala recently, just last week, where almost 500 people were killed in a landslide in Wayanad. I think that's indeed a deeply tragic happening that took us all by surprise in our own state. And we were going to actually have a celebratory dance event to welcome your students, but we canceled that because we felt that that may not be the right time to have a celebratory dance. So instead, we will start with a few moments of silence, during which time we can send our inner prayers to those who lost their lives and their loved ones who are in bereavement. Thank you. So I take this opportunity on behalf of the Center for Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine, on behalf of the Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham University, to welcome all the new incoming students, almost 140 of them in this batch, who have joined the various fields and degree programs that we offer. We have the undergraduate program, BSc Honors in Molecular Medicine, which is a 4-year program. We have MSc and MTech programs in molecular medicine, nanobiotechnology, nanoelectronics, and nanoengineering. So welcome to all those students who have joined us for this program. Thank you for selecting us. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you to the parents and family members who came here to be with them on this ceremony. Their sacrifice is what brought you here. Thank you for putting your confidence in us and sending your awards to Amrita. Welcome to all the parents and family. I'd like now to introduce our special guests on the stage. Swami Shankaramritananda Puri is a senior disciple of our beloved Amma, Sri Mata Amritanandamayi, the founder of this institution, founder of several hundred institutions all over the globe. And it is very special that Shankaramritananda Puri or Shankara Swamiji is here with us, because he is not only a Swamiji, he is actually an MD in Ayurveda medicine. And he is the director of the School of Ayurveda, medical director of the hospital, Ayurveda hospital, and the director of the School of Ayurveda in Kollam. He is very interested in the science of Ayurveda in a very modern way. We have had many conversations, and he is interested in looking at the interface between molecular medicine and natural medicines. And it's an area that has a lot of worldwide interest as well. So yesterday he had a very long day with inspections in Kollam, and so he took the train at night, and he only got here after midnight. Because he wanted to be here to address all of you. So I really thank Shankaramritananda Swami for coming today and being here to bless us during this welcome ceremony. Thank you. Dr. Anand Gole is the Managing Director Research for Coromandel International Limited, which is one of the Murugappa Group, just like the Tata Group. It's a huge institution with almost 13,000 employees, 22,000 crore annual revenue. And he is heading the division in specialty nutrients and fertilizers at the Murugappa Group at Coromandel. Welcome to you, Anand Gole. He has actually been working with us for a long time. Before he was at Coromandel, he was at Tata Chemicals, and we had a joint research program in nanotechnology-based fertilizers and nutrients. And so we've had a relationship for over 10 years. So when I called him and he agreed to come, I was so delighted, because one of the things that we are always looking for is somebody from the industry to give us the industry perspective. Very often in universities, we lose sight of why we are here. We're not here just to get a degree certificate. We're not here just for ourselves. We are here because through this we can contribute to society. And contributing to society means coming up with practical products that can be successful. So the industry perspective is very important. I asked Anand Gole to talk about that, and thank you for making the time. He had to take he had to come yesterday, so he had to take quite a lot of time off to be here at his level of position. That's a lot of sacrifice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Srija Narayan, I think all of us who've been in Amrita here know very well. Not too long ago, she was sitting there. She joined the MTech program in the nanomedicine area, and it just seems like yesterday. I remember in class she was standing and making a rather wild idea of a proposal about green tea, I think it was. And we do things like that. We allow people to just think wildly and then see if we can make things happen. And so I remember she was always very dynamic then. And she went on to do her PhD with us after finishing MTech. And she did some postdoc work with us and then joined QSAT as a faculty member. Very successful alumni. And that's another thing we like to do. We like you to hear from our alumni, people who have gone through the system and gone places and have a different perspective. What did they get out of here? And how did they utilize that experience here to navigate that complicated world outside? Okay, and so Srija, thank you very much for taking the time to come and talk to us about your perspective. So I'll end with just a few more things about our center. It's my duty to say something about our center. This is the 18th welcome ceremony of our center. 18. Okay. 9 times 2. 9 is a sacred number. And 18 is also a very important number. That's when we become adults, right? So, as I always like to say at other events too, the Center for Nanosciences and Molecular Medicine became an adult, a real adult. 18 years of huge success story. I have to say that I'm not saying it because I'm just the director. Of phenomenal growth, successes, outcomes. We published over 600 papers in top scientific journals. We have almost 40 patents. Our faculty are the best in the world. Okay, really they are. I spent 30 years in the US as a faculty member, and I will say this, our faculty are one of the best in the world. And they have trained in so many countries, US, Europe, Japan, Korea, Australia, and they've all come back to India because of their commitment to contribute here. I came back for the same reason. Though I was a tenured professor at University of Massachusetts, I came back here because I wanted to contribute to our country. Of course, inspired by Amma's vision to give back to society in a meaningful way. So these faculty have really engineered and driven tremendous innovations. We started out as a Center for Excellence in 2007. We were the first center in India to look at nanotechnology applications in medicine, a Center for Excellence and a Department of Science and Technology. So we got off with quite a bang, and we've not come down. Okay, we are keeping the momentum, and we have added a lot of research in molecular medicine. And I also want to say that we started, the success of this institution has resulted in a new sister institution now in Delhi, NCR area. It's a huge research center, 2 lakh square feet, state-of-the-art facilities that is attached to an even bigger hospital than this one, 2,600 bed multi-specialty hospital. Amma's vision is limitless. It just seems to go on and on and on, and sometimes we are always playing catching up, trying to do what we can to fulfill the vision that she has. And that's our sister organization. If students here want to do projects there and spend some time in the Delhi NCR area, they can go and spend some time there and do part of their project there, or part of their project here, or all their project there. So the facilities and capacity to support the students are enormous and state-of-the-art. So we do not compromise on science. Science has to be the best, and it has to be high quality. But one of the things that Amma has always brought about in all of Amrita institution is that the science must also go hand in hand with values and character. So, you've heard this saying in our traditional culture, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? Artha is material success. I know many of you are here taking very advanced courses like the one that you are because you feel that you'll have tremendous material opportunities and successes. Okay. But dharma comes before artha. Okay. One has to have that character, that dedication, that commitment, that sincerity, that willingness to help and be kind to others. And without both coming together, in fact, science is compromised when you don't have the right spirit and the right motivation and the right dedication. You cannot really achieve great innovations unless you also take care of yourself and have that commitment and dedication. So, dharma, then artha. So, this combination of values with science is what Amma always talks about. That is seeped into our fabric. I'm not going to talk too much about the individual programs. There's a whole slew of talks that are arranged in the afternoon about each of these degree programs, and the faculties will be talking to you. There are orientation programs with the faculty. So I'm not going to go and talk about all of that, but I want to welcome you again to such an institution as Amrita. You'll be here for 2 to 4 years, depending on which degree program you are in. That means you're going to become part of the Amrita family. You will inculcate not only the science, but the values and the culture that I think potentially makes India great. And that's what we want of our students, is to commit to the science, commit, their heart to it. And here we will encourage that. And so with those few words, I look forward very much to working with you all the faculty. Look forward to it. It's an exciting time for us. Despite the sad events of the past, it's an exciting time for us to meet you all, to receive you, welcome you all. And I look forward to working with you. Om Amriteshwari.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful talk. With that, I request our dignitaries to kindly step forward and light the traditional lamp and formally inaugurate the event. Thank you. I request Swami Shankar Amritanandapuri ji to address the gathering.
Om Avidyanamantastamiramihradvipanagari Jalanam Chaitanyastavakamakarandastrutijari Daridranam Chintamani Janma Jaladho Vimagnanam Damsham Ravipurahasya Bhavati. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. My pranams to all the dignitaries on the dais, on the lofty dais. I'm also excited, just like the newly inducted students who are gathered here and their parents who are gathered here. Previously, I used to visit very frequently to Nanosciences. Of late, I'm not that frequent. I was excited to listen to the chants, Sahana Vavatu, etc. Because it tells about the duties of the teachers, of the faculty. Sahana Vavatu, let both of us be protected. Sahana Bhunaktu, let both be nourished together. Sahaviryam Karvavahi, let both of us be empowered. Tejasvino Adhitamus, let both of us become powerful. Ma Vidvishavahi, let there be no hatred. Let there be no misnotes between the teacher and the student. Previously, we used to, myself and Shanti Nair and Dr. Ram Manohar, we used to travel quite a bit to establish a center and a laboratory for Ayurveda. It is not, we were not considered just a people who are having with some neem leaves and do some chanting. We used to travel to Bangalore, to travel to Delhi and Kerala University laboratories, and to understand how we should establish a lab in Ayurveda. So we used to be more frequent. Almost for 3 years, I used to come over here every week and then establish a new lab in Ayurveda. We did not want it to combine with the other laboratories, but we wanted to establish a separate lab. And we had to have interactions with the teachers there. So a kind of a spectrum from a point to the other point, we had to. I won't say that it is complete, but from where we started, we have moved a long way, and from a zero paper to 660 papers in 2-3 years. It's a very long way for us. So I'm very thankful at this point where I have to. I remember all the efforts that has been taken by Dr. Shanti and others, his team. So I remember that particular verse, Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu. The travel has been together. And it was very fruitful from where we started and from when we are now. It's a very long journey. So I hope that it will continue in future also. So Amma was very helpful. Amma was very keen that we should do that for the sake of the development of Ayurveda. So I'm equally excited, along with all the students who are going to be inducted today. They're going to join here. They're going to be here for 4 years. So along with their parents and the students who are gathered over here, I'm also excited to be along with them. So as it has been told, induction is empowering them to make them industry ready. It's not only I had been a participant of a few programs, So I hope they will be much benefited by the training that they are getting from the institute, from the extraordinary institute that many times Amma used to say that you have to visit nanotechnology. And that kind of preparation, the industrial preparation, that would require from a student to become a scientist. So I hope that kind of preparation, I hope. And now they have expanded from Cochin to a great facility in Faridabad. So the geographical differences, that is also is not much there. Whether we are in Cochin or whether you are in Faridabad or wherever you are expected to expand yourself. So all those differences are not there, or getting reduced. So we are in a kind of a translation. We want to from an idea, Sahana Bhavatu, that idea of the teacher carrying the student, hand-holding that particular student from a place where you came from a place where you do not know much, from hand-holding that student into a kind of a expanding him to a great scientist, that kind of a duty that is happening from the School of Nanoscience Technology. I was previously used to be very impressed with the facilities that are available in our nanotechnology. I had been working along with Dr. Jayakumar and his other scientists who wanted to create the facilities. It's extremely challenging for us to, from an idea into an industrial product. But that is the challenge that we have with a kind of a student to into an industrial preparation. So that spectrum, that is from a beginner into a person who wants to become industrial ready, that is the thing that we want to develop. So I hope. So that is the kind of challenge that we have. So maybe that is the challenge that we want to throw it before a student but along with that we want to so that kind of challenge that are being presented to a student. So where we want to start, where we want to where we want to finish. That kind of challenge that we have from a student who does not know anything, but from where we want to finish. So that kind of preparation that we need to have in a nanotechnology that is very much there. So I hope that kind of preparation, that kind of spectrum from a normal student to a person who wants to be so I hope that challenge will be addressed by and so I hope that will be elaborately presented to them. So I hope so we will be by 4 years or 2 years of exposure to our center, our culture. It's not only industrial, but also exposed to our culture. So I hope with that we'll be able to present a new generation of scientists, new generation of people. So I pray to Amma that she might bless all her students, bless them with the kind of exposure that is required. So with these words, I I pray to Amma for her blessings for all the students. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji. I now invite our chief guest of the day, Dr. Anand Gole, Senior General Manager, R&D, Fertilizers and Specialty Nutrients, Coromandel International Limited, Mumbai, to talk a few words.
Keep this. Hello. Professor Shanti Nair, Dean, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Shankar Swamiji, Dean of College of Ayurveda, Dr. Srija, the faculty members from Amrita Institute, students and friends. Very good afternoon to you all. It seems after the lamp lighting and puja, everybody is very vibrant, everybody is energetic. And very nice, this is very positive energy all around. And first of all, thanks Professor for the invitation. It's a great honor to be here. And I and Professor Nair, as he mentioned, we go some time back, about 2010. I think that's when we started interacting. In those days, I was with Tata Chemicals, looking into R&D in agriculture. And by the way, I am also a nanotechnologist, so this is the right place to talk about nanotechnology. And in those days, in 2010, we started a project. I think there was one with Professor Jaykumar on slow release, and there was one with Professor Manzoor on biosafety studies. There was something which phenomenal first time that we were doing. And the Tata Chemicals had also sponsored one of the students. We were talking about this in the morning. One of the MTech students for some, also some kind of an internship. Nishil Mohammed. He was, I think, few years earlier, many years back, I think. And he is a good example for all of you. Of course, Dr. Srija is here. She's also a great example for you, what you can become, you can aspire to become. So Nishil now, I think, is in the US. He's in some industry working on water purification. So from nanotechnology, nanobiotechnology to water purification. So it's a very interesting segment that he has covered. So each time I come to this institute, I'm really awestruck by the kind of facilities, the kind of amazing infrastructure and instruments that they have. And you all are very lucky, in fact, the students who are joining MSc, and I'm told that they're BSc, MSc, MTech students, and I hope they continue to do PhD. You are lucky because you will be using all these instruments, you'll be interacting with the talented professors here. And nice to see that parents are also here, because students might not be concerned, but parents are, and they're looking for their children to get into proper positions and also. Rest assured, you are in good hands here. You'll be able to use a lot of good equipment. The courses like the nanotechnology, nanomedicine, biotechnology, nanoengineering, and all these are very advanced courses of research. These are all at a cutting edge today, which is happening all over in the industry. So this is something which is very good for all of you, because the world is opening up and you'll have a lot of opportunities. So rest assured, you don't have to worry about that. Well, I'm told that I have to motivate the students from being a chief guest, and so I'm going to do this by two different ways. So one is by actually what is data or facts. That's because we are all scientists, so we believe in facts. And second is by giving some of my own experiences, how industry works. So as Professor Nair said that, the translational research is very important. You have to do good in academics, but ultimately look at how that whatever you are doing would be useful for the community, industry, and things like that. So let us see how the facts, how industry looks at R&D. Few years back, like a decade back in India, the industry was not very gaga about R&D. It was more of development, more of D than R. So, but now things are changing. And globally, of course, they realized much earlier that R&D is an integral part of their portfolio. They have to do R&D to survive. Those who don't do R&D, you know what happened to Nokia's of the world. So that is very important. So Indian industry has also started realizing this. So that's good for all of you. And that's we should thank the competition, because competition is doing. That's why we have to stay in touch, to stay ahead of the curve. We have to get it. So now, earlier, R&D was a cost center. Means it was looked at as if we are spending money on that. But now, industry looks as a value creation. So this is a very big shift that has happened over the recent years. So that's good. Value creation. Now the industry is asking the scientists not only to develop products, but also add value to their existing products. That is also a new thing, adding value to the existing products. And not only products, but also services. The services segment is also going up. So this is what is all happening in the industry. That's why they are, very, very positive about R&D. R&D is now a part of strategy. This never used to happen earlier. But R&D, I am sitting in meetings which are in business strategy. So how we would be doing things 5 years down the line and all those kind of things. So this is it's a very good thing. It's a new thing, and we all are going to benefit. The students are going to benefit from it. When we talk about industry versus academics, there's always a debate what the industry should do and what the academics should do. So what I believe is academics should do very good quality science. Science is very important. And not only science now, they should slightly take it a little bit further. How can the good quality science translate into something at a level which the industry can pick up? Because industry doesn't have the resources to do good quality science, although many industries do, but they rely heavily on universities and academics to come up with good ideas, good products, or proof of concepts at least, so to reach to a certain stage. So this institute, I believe, Professor Nair was telling me that they also take you to that level where, they start, the students have to think about how to work on developing new kinds of technologies and new products. That is very good. Now some data. Before that, how we do research in industry, so that you understand if you happen to land up in industry. So industry is a very process driven. So a lot of processes are in place. Product development is also a big process. You start with ideation. I think most of academics also does a lot of ideation, and they end up, the end product is a publication. Here the industry, the end product is a product. So ideas can come from anywhere. You can go to the market, you can see a lot of different products, you get some ideas on that. Ideas can come from customers. So that is something which is very, very important. We use that a lot. We talk to farmers, because I'm from agriculture. We talk to farmers. What are the pain points? So I think that is also something which you can do. You can, whatever you're working on, try to see who is the end customer, who is going to benefit from it. Try to go and talk to them. What do they want? To try to develop, work on those lines. Cost is something which is very important. So then ideas can come from researchers, scientists, academics, things like that, and scientists who read patents. So once the idea is developed, then we go to the lab. That's where the scientist starts working on prototypes. We start working. After that, whatever works in the lab has to work at a larger scale. So, in lab, we use sigma-rich chemicals, good quality chemicals. But in industry, you have to translate to go ahead to commercial grade chemicals. That's how you have to think. You may start using this at this stage also, so that you can get a bit feel. Because that was a shocker for me when I first was developed a product and then I went to a plant. I used a good quality phosphoric acid in the lab, but when I went to the plant, it was very dark, black colored, something which was very difficult to imagine. So those kind of things are there. Then when you establish that scale up, then comes the marketing, sales and marketing, and then they start working. How are we going to sell the product? Selling a product is a totally different ball game. So what is the learning that we get from here is teamwork. Teamwork is very important in industry, even in academics, because nowadays everybody cannot know everything. A biologist has to work with a chemist or a physicist, and that's how teamwork is very important in industry as well as in research. By the way, I am a physicist and doing agriculture, so you can imagine what kind of translation that has happened. So I worked in a chemistry laboratory in NCL Pune. I got my degree in 2002. Then worked on nanobio, and then in agriculture, and some in food, and now finally I'm developing products for Coromandel. So about data, you'll be very happy to note that biotechnology industry, I mean broadly this would be classified as a biotechnology industry, so I'm talking about biotechnology. Globally, if you see, in 2019 alone, $2.3 trillion have been spent on R&D. So in the 2019 alone. So this data might be old, but and half of it has come from industry. So this is really very encouraging for students who want to make a career. So there are a lot of opportunities. More money means more opportunities. And if you see who are the big players in this, Amazons of the world. Amazon, we might think they are selling stuff, but they are also doing R&D. There are a lot of AI, a lot of different kinds of things, which people working in nanoelectronics who are, I think there's a degree in nanoelectronics here. So they might find application in such industries like Amazon, or Amazon spends around $43 billion per year. Google and Microsoft around $30 billion. So these are good for nanoelectronics, nanoengineering. So you have to think in those terms. Try to go on the websites of Google or Amazon, what they actually do, what kind of research they do. So that will give you some idea, that will prepare yourself. Those working in nanobiotechnology and pharma and nanomedicine, the pharma industry is a very good option because you have industries like Roche, Johnson & Johnson, so again, personal care, hygiene and all these things. Nano is going to be very important. Merck, so they spend about $10 to $11 billion annually. Bayer, Novartis, Pfizer, these are all chemical companies who have started getting into nano. So nano is becoming very important these days. So they spend about $8 billion a year. So very good opportunity for molecular medicine, these kind of things in this segment. So when we talk about nanomedicine, of course, nowadays the students are very smart. They have already read everything and what's happening in the world. But nanomedicine would be one of my favorite subjects because long back I had an opportunity to work in the US with Department of Public Health, where they were working on how nanotechnology could address some of the issues of health or disease. There was a disease called cystic fibrosis where you have Pseudomonas and it forms biofilms, and how antibiotics don't work many times. So we had a project and we were working on using nanoparticles, attach antibodies and tag it to biofilms and blow up the biofilms using laser. So laser heats up the nanoparticle and it blows up the biofilm. So plenty of research has happened after that. So that's the kind of cutting edge research that is happening, and you all will be working. I'm sure Dr. Manzoor is expert in this segment. So those kind of things you will be working on. When it comes to drug delivery is a very important area. I think the first, one of the oldest cancer treatment, doxorubicin and piclitaxel, I think. So those are the drugs, nano. So I think about 100 drugs have already been approved by FDA. So nano will find a lot of applications. All these companies like Pfizer and these kind of companies. In fact, the vaccine that came out has the nano in it, so it has the liposomal formulation. So you don't have to worry about your futures. I think it's a lot of. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because there are opportunities out there, and you don't need to worry about them. With regards to nanobio, again, biocomposites, biosensing, a lot of applications in agriculture. So what I'm doing is I'm developing nanofertilizers. So these are very efficient fertilizers. When you spray it on the plants, they take up more effectively than bulk fertilizers. That's why the whole trend is shifting towards nanofertilizers. So a lot of opportunities there. Precision agriculture, where you have sensors, develop sensors and you put it in the fields. So there are many startups who are actually doing that. 10 years back, this was just a dream. Precision agriculture was just a dream, but now it's happening actually. AI-based platforms, remote sensing, all these are actually happening. Many startups, if you see what are the 10 best startups in the world, none of them are in traditional fields which were earlier. So they are all doing new things. So a lot of opportunities exist for you. Again, nanoelectronics. This was the whole thing. I don't know what mainly you teach here, but that's how it started, the nano whole field. Silicon chip industry was the main driver. How you can fit in more transistors in the chip. So that's how the whole miniaturization, developing electronic gadgets. So all these things, drones are becoming very important nowadays. You can see in the wars and all that people use drones. So a lot of things in defense segment or agriculture, drones are also there. In fact, Coromandel recently bought a drone company. So we are selling drones to the farmers or using them as service. So that's how it is. And there's no dearth of opportunities if that's what worrying the parents. So a lot of opportunities. I am also one of the examples of, we started with something, we ended up into something, and I'm heading the R&D in Coromandel, and we look at different opportunities in fertilizers, because we are an agri company. We look at different opportunities in fertilizers, nano fertilizers, slow release fertilizers, coated fertilizers. These are some of the things. And I had an opportunity to work with great leaders, with some like Dr. Murli Shastri, who is a well-known figure in nanotechnology. Then Catherine Murphy, who is also a well-known figure in the US in nanotechnology. So if you compare, if today in this, it's the same Amrita Institute, there are the professors, I was looking at the profiles, the professors are really global leaders. So you don't have, when it comes to learning, there's no dearth. So what have we covered? We have seen that there is no problem with the institute. A lot of good gadgets, a lot of good instruments, good professors. You can learn a lot of things from them. And once you get out, there are a lot of opportunities that are there. So everything looks very, very nice. But you need to work really hard. You need to think out of the box. So that is something which I feel, really feel. And from my personal experience, failures will always come. We fail many times in developing products, but we do not stop there. We try to troubleshoot, and serendipity strikes the prepared mind. So when you keep on thinking, you have to sleep. Even in your dreams, it should come. What's happening? That's what it works. Recently, we faced a problem, real-time problem. Farmers were mixing our nano DAP with pesticides, and it was not compatible. So how do we address that? So we were doing a lot of thinking what's happening, and did all the kinds of studies, but nothing was working. One small ingredient that was added, it worked. So you have to overcome the failures and go ahead. That's why the serendipity strikes the prepared mind. I think I have given enough dose of what are the things. Just a few things just to close. Is I'm sure you are going to do R&D in the future. So you're going to do PhDs, go postdocs, or do research. To be successful in that, you don't need to be extraordinary. That's what I believe. You don't need to be the Einsteins of the world. Okay? You need something that is fire in the belly. You need the passion. Once it is there, then you can always learn, and then you can go ahead. So the ability to think differently comes from that. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. of course, you cannot know everything, but once you know that do not know something, you go to the library, read, talk to the professors here. There are experts here. Learn, keep learning. Working at the interface, new science will only come at the interface. And that's where you are. You are in the area of nanotechnology, which is at the interface of the sciences. So that's going to help. Again, teamwork in industry. One of the things is, always I say, is learn, unlearn, and relearn. So these are the three things you have to remember. Keep learning, but technology is moving at such a fast pace that a lot of things you have to unlearn and then relearn the new things. So these keep on doing. And fundamental knowledge will never go waste, never go obsolete. So strengthen that. And one last thing is, you do good research, you go outside, but ultimately you come back to India. India needs talented people. So with that, I would like to close. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a motivating talk. It is quite easy to know about an institution, the course and the curriculum offered by going through the website. But to know about the actual campus life and the experiences that we gain here, nothing is better than listening to an alumni talk about it. With that, I now call upon Dr. Srija Narayanan, our dear alumni, who is a Wellcome Trust DBT Early Career Fellow from the Department of Biotechnology, Cochin University of Science and Technology, to address the gathering.
Thank you so much for inviting me here. A very good morning to the dignitaries on the dais. I see all my mentors here. Deepti ma'am, Jaykumar sir, Gopi sir, KK sir, Bindu ma'am, and Lalita ma'am, Mansur sir, all of my mentors here. And I see some of the new faces too, some of the new faculties who have joined after our times. Colleagues, some of them out there, friends lingering around here all the way. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's an absolute honor for me to be here at my alma mater after a long time. This is an induction program. Like sir was just mentioning, it feels like yesterday that I was sitting where you are today with a lot of excitement, a lot of anxiety, and certainly I was clueless about what's ahead of me. So I must say, I belong to the batch of 2009 MTech, Nanomedical Sciences, and I followed it up with a PhD under Professor Menon, Professor Deepti Menon, and I graduated out in 2015, after which life has been real time for me. The education, the experiences, the great mentors that I have met here, and the lovely friends that I've made here are all absolutely for a lifetime. I realized that after I got out into real world, and when I look back, I can actually count on them even today. Back in my days when I was doing my MTech, I remember, we're people of early 20s barely, or late teens. And we're people who are very rebellious, At that time, you know yourself, how you are. And thanks to Shanti sir, he already said it's the 18th induction year. I was 22 when I joined, you guess my age. Now, I understand. When we were young, when I was one of you, I was quite rebellious. I had wild ideas. But your rebellion was twisted and turned in such a nice way by your brilliantly intellectual professors. They made you think wild, like he rightly said. They pinched all the parts of your brain. They would tickle all the parts of your brain, eventually intellectually challenging you to think out of the box. And you're going to have that too. Well, those days, again, the rebellion us will stand up and say, this is kind of bothering, quote unquote, bothering, yes. But when you step out into the real world, today I'm proud to say that all the fellowships and the projects that I bagged after I graduated from here, it's attributed a lot to my great mentors sitting here and to the time I spent here as a student. And I'm also proud to say I'm part of a faculty team in the Department of Biotechnology in Cochin University. Last year we had a kind of a feedback from students, and I'm happy to say I was one of the best teachers, thanks to my ma'am, who used to be the best teacher all the time. Well, when it comes to collaboration, see, it's not always the, not always the study. Like we say, no play, it doesn't make sense, you need to play around as well. So you have a lot of extracurricular activities here. We all used to participate in all that. I'm sure we have them now also in a bigger way. Those days we were a smaller crowd, but we have it in a bigger way these days. Please engage in all that. And well, I also want to touch upon the same thing about, the intellectual challenges you will come across in this place. What basically happens, or what is the product, the outcome of those intellectual challenges, is that you end up being a critical thinker. You will criticize science to its core. You will polish yourself, and you know where to polish yourself. You won't be somebody like, you know everything but can't think. You can't be like that. Somebody has to be competitive, and you will definitely have competition. Each one of you sitting here is going to be a very fair and nice competitor for each one of you. So this competition that's going to happen, this fairly nice and friendly competition that's going to happen within your group, is going to brush you, polish you into beautiful diamonds that you would become after you are out from this institution. You're in the making. You're scientists in the making. You're technologists in the making. You are educators of tomorrow in the making. So please succumb yourself to all these kind of challenges that you will face, or I would call it the academic ordeal that you would go through. Don't worry. You have your friends here, you have your mentors here, who are going to pull you up, who are going to stay with you, help you, guide you through your journey. Take it from me, rest assured. The collaborative spirit, like I was mentioning about the collaboration that we have here, we never had an individualistic accomplishment that was cheered. We always had a teamwork that always got cheered. We used to cheer for each other. We used to clap and pat for each other. So here, we ended up making a very nice and strong peer network that you will see around the world. We are an alumni spread around the world, like I was telling in the morning off the stage. We have people in the FDA, we have people in Australia, and we have plenty of people in India. So you can reach out to us for advices, for networking, for connections. We're all there to help you. Please do not shy away from reaching out to us, because we're a wholesome community wherein your mentors would fall, wherein you have your administrators, and also us pitching in to help all of you throughout your career, whenever you need us. And if I were to give you a recommendation, I would recommend you to embrace all opportunities that come your way here. Like Anand sir was rightly mentioning, hard work is something that you have to put in. Your goal has to be set on the way, okay? So you embrace all the opportunities. Like he mentioned, you have to be open to learning, unlearning, and relearning, because the world doesn't stay. The world is pretty dynamic. Knowledge is also pretty dynamic. So you have to unlearn at certain phases, you have to relearn at certain phases. And this is where something of the three-letter word called ego gets crashed. Please be ready to crash that ego. And that's exactly the kind of training you're going to get here. The egoless you that's going to come out as a brilliant graduate from here, ready to face the world, ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Just in the closing, I would want to again, mention to you very softly that life is full of hills and valleys. Bear it in mind. So what you got to do is just believe in yourself, trust the process that you're in, Get along with people, make your connections, and if you have one skill, polish it. One skill practiced 10 times becomes a master. 10 skills practiced never takes you nowhere. Please bear in mind, idolize yourself, have faith in yourself, and go ahead. And we're all there to help you, as your parents out there, as your mentors out here, as alumni here, like a wall for you, wherever you require to, we're there to pitch in. Thank you so much for joining Amrita. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Srija. I now request Swamiji to give away the memento to our chief guest and Dr. Srija. Time flies, indeed it's true. 3 years back, I still remember the day when I was sitting there, being a part of the welcome ceremony for us, eagerly seeing what's going to happen and having enthusiasm as to how the next 2 years of this campus life is going to be. And today, I'm here being an MC for this event and interacting with all of you. Taking this privilege, I would like to present the vote of thanks. I sincerely thank our Chancellor, our beloved Amma, for being the backbone of support of our institutions. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Swami Shankar Amritanandapuri ji, Dr. Anand Gole, and Dr. Srija Narayanan for gracing this occasion with your presence. My sincere thanks to our Dean, Dr. Shanti Kumar V. Nair, and our faculty team for their constant support, guidance, and motivation. I would also like to thank the parents and other members who have accompanied their wards today. A special mention and a special thanks to the admin staff, the AV team, our hostel authorities, and the non-teaching staff who have played a key role in organizing today's event. I wish you all the very best, and again, I welcome you all to the AS and SMM team. Signing off, Pooja Sudhakar. We will now have the prasad distribution. Post that, we'll have the lunch, which will be served at the adjacent hall. Thank you. I request you all to assemble back in the same hall after 2 post-lunch for the afternoon session. Thank you.
So this is the prasad distribution and a very special part of the end of the program. So I request everyone to come down the aisle up to Swamiji and get the prasad from the middle. So please come forward, and after the prasad distribution, we'll have lunch in the outside hall.